Ishkeroshane Horoya Denebanan Dr. Boo Nygren, Hoja Dijindo the Morgo, Horon get Johannaste, see Bohone Dlon, Nahalon Horon get Johannaste, though Nike thought that the Nifle Heha, I don't get Nahalne, though Beninachi Hada E Kistan, Nenegi Heha Dole, Ha the Shin Claus, Wasigido, Chian, that's it, that late was not all that's in and Lisho, Horo and then get Shlegi, Yat Ain, Hedini Dole, Horoya. Roshin Sedolil, upcoming holidays and appreciation days. Tomorrow we celebrate International Women's Day. Eshi March 8th, Asibe Henni. Nikasani dan Linigi, not Ani, dan Lina dog at not Ani, dan Linigi. Vice President Rochelle Montoya, Nahalo. Speaker Crystalline Curley, do the Quig, Oshi. Sani dan Lon Peshwahas dan Linigi. Aya Beninacha Iskan, International Women's Day. Era Iskan dal Sara, Shiat Etabil Nilo, Yahatoli, Joare at KGAK, no Satagiru Hodina, Gushi, Sani Dadole, Beninacha Hadal Nidole, Kahora Shet or not Ani Deshle, Shehut or not Shadole. When Zon Shibinacha, Aros Kina, not Ani, dan Lineda, any one Nika, that Enigi, Beninachaban Sakis, tomorrow, March 8th, International Women's Day. Local announcements, water rights community education sessions, Le Hos Doja, To Banahat Enigi, Colorado River, Little Colorado River, Enigi Yego, Eschadadit Alto, Ben Kohos Nito, Leschadot Aska, Nenigi, Banahat Enigi, Behas Ani Hadel Yagi, Do Beshmas Unbetaten, Dol Sosto, Shishhodol, Nitaro, Tego Hodesh, Washington, Ade, Ye Lanta Tosha, Hoto, Bahazin, Hone, Tun Hidet, Nenigi, Aros Besos, Beta Det Igi, Banahat. Honor the Pesh Peneda, Are Ben Kitchen Hasne, Yeda Anihigiro, Ada Hausenigi, Shanal Nishigida, Nahui Ahitso, Eto Branch, Inaz Nishigido, but the Nishigido, Ada, Banahat Oya, Njono, that is Nilk, and that did know it, Eshi bad the Neshthat and so Le forms that enigi bada hanegi arahun shun so bana neshtkhale Navajo Water Rights Commission website in wrc.navajo-in.gov arashi bana nitkhal arahun nanagi missing Navajo people. From Dilcon District, 64-year-old Tommy Jean Smith was last seen Monday, February 13 in Tucson, Arizona. Dashi in sound Haina Ranigin Bahazina da Ishi Delcon Police Salab has Anigi Bichida Hadosle 928-657-8075. Out of located Navajo people, the Nehadabnestagi Samara Nez was reported missing August 7th, and she's been found and safe. Noye Jano Habitnestra do Hedat Ada, but no Habitnestra. What is happening in the world? Shtadin Halzobakagi Super Tuesday, but no, Nakiskanda. Hayu da Isnil, California, Colorado, Utah, do the Quig, Le Washington, Benant the Nede Jehig. Tuesday, Bekedo Abahazini, na Kide, Ye Ashkat no, Ben Kitlahon Nekashi. President Biden, though former President Donald Trump, Eshil Chitni Ash, this coming November, Eshin Hoto Bahadano Sindel. Yeah. Super Tuesday, you didn't that is nil. Do the Quishi de Jehe, na kid Bahozin, Ede Hinol Chilkan, President Biden, though former President Donald Trump. Although this time in history, 140 years ago, Susan B. Anthony advocates for women's right to vote. She nezedina as Disdina Hayada Sanin Long, Sani Danit Lenigin Dait Albert Erolich Noshi, U.S. senators that Enigido committees that Enigi Yegu, that in the Yao Nao Kahom. A hot ending, Ayanaz Nishayanaz Nisho, being Nabanadi Tlaaro Bekedo, the Kushina Hebekedon Ta, Digibe Laanslin. 1906 going to ratify the amendment to the U.S. Constitution. Behis on da ila sani da nilto no. Aro de Kushinach and Bekedon ta eat the Beshish Danid Lenigi 1924 be Lazli and da eat Niligi. Navajo lesson of the day. Water is a fundamental element. To e naat. Di hodo a huij tobad so da dol zendo tonche hon londo le tonche na dot le dobeni nache. Na lonshi dat do yin do na dat edelch khana dat no sel do nicheman hassan jono bi na hodol do no she toben jet so dat dol zenigi e hodo George and le yego at the not energy jo that toban da yi na jotro in jono na otlech nikits east and jono ya khaliga do le kayat and jono na yotlegi Ey behani ho hajo thodel zendo le khanegi e hot o water is a fundamental element to e inat. A few of the week's accomplishments. I signed a contract to supplement AmeriCorps Senior Mentorship Program. Dihuashi Senior Citizens, Estuido Sani, preschools, community schools, after-school program at that. And again, kedene. Anin da kreisen da nistole noye sato beso be ka ilwot AmeriCorps is not 621,000 hone la beso ye nalwo aron he horobeta de nilo 69,000 so be ilwot ne the never Washington hot o at in beso khina so go sta 700,000 Ay be masanado shade and lenigi a kan dal roigi a foster grandparents provide students with grandparent type relationships no the neba o in sto the neba nan tin that egi jo you and action start 70% do the neck get you dalt kida e hot oben in the hudol al no AmeriCorps hot yedel neshigi ba hedanit in do sato be del wood. Navajo Oil and Gas Company contracted to plug, remediate, and reclaim orphan wells. The Department of Interior ishi nog besobich holia a decree 54 orphan wells abandoned adalia ashtada do hlil do hajonda do hlil no ishi hot obich holia Navajo Oil and Gas Company. Division of Community Development na Kihawan altonda ila le Delcon do Pinyon chapter because anigi 24/32 Hawan hotan sogo a sta 120,000 but the Hazli Division of Community Development yendash nish kachi den dan lenigi ad juno bagan but the honlodo le nasko hodesh jijo e hawan altonda ila the Office of the Controller conducted training with our auditors, KPMG. Washington, Banahato, Beson and Dehiro Besobeda, and Nishigi, do Hajoda, Halet Ola Hajol, the Dil Nisto, Desno, Dil Nisto, Nenegi, Natin Kin Baho. KPMG Bantas Nishigi dit o Lando Lech no bitch de des nilo dapet nest hak achi nasko hodesh Jesus hot but not dapet den kindle hot the never Washington besota ati de bat that doch nisle she hot yansida case of beni nach jono de nistole Navajo Nation Washington office hosted a meeting with the government accountability offices. Washington office. Justin Hastine le the Quig that they say Halet o la Hajo le pe so do alada do Hajo that enigi Hajo da deal nicht beninacha Hajo kitchen da deal nisha no she are Lahazli hot yendal nishtole. DED relaunches the Navajo Artisan and Business Relief Program. Atada do na kidamoya da belas standard is 16 million hone la peso small businesses do artisans but you hodo ni do 5,000 to 60,000 hone la peso grant nenigi la bache hodol nil no standards at 300 to 3,000 businesses hone la shibakado wal beni nache le de kosan sa nal ni he da sedan do lash inado shabiga tadazli ebeni nache dido peso beshkado wal nenigi ba da ilia ishin hoto the Action for Solutions in Khandal Nishtalil Division of Economic Development Yadel Nishtalil ba nadnesh khatana so a website nasbr24.com ishin ada bandad not khalto nyen horen handa ka ishin hoto analia U.S. EPA announced it will add Lugajagay Mountain Mining District to the national priority listing of U.S. EPA Superfund. Le so panat enigi Lugajagay dine wake dahat enigi ndol kahatno arabani nach Superfund base bada halunda halet oda khajol da deal nil khatnoya le hohot eda June da nalsos khada deal yago which deal ya hinachi yanse that is case do arashi that nil in loban that nit khatno ishin hot edolil. A veteran in Sibrok received keys to his brand new home. The Navajo Nation Veterans Administration, but the Nishigi Bobby Baldwin, do Shiho National, Nishigi Olin Kiyomi, Eshi Ade, Salat so, and the Tkehe Nilo, Bagan Ba Alia, do Dihua, Kadehua Kehund, Idalich, no. Judiha one bit initially, Kadace, a standards Aslats at Tahone La one bit inish Hodina Gushi, a sconda dod Nilaro, Honahot, the Kuishi, a daily yarly. Nezit din roba ara de hone la salau so baka o would not needle it. Ea which I wanted that inigi ea yesel binish cause. But the Highlenigi do yago hodol nitro sate. Hede ha one kani see il nitle. Nasa 300,000, 400,000. Heshe hot oho one inel arule. Ebinina diajik the neha one which edal negi. Ashon aho yago but the Highloy an nehidole. Tabadishno hot obede nil nishlo. Major projects I'm working on. Le hotaho nanishan saige but inishgi. The E911 rule addressing sit atil wal ne beson kicholi agabini nacha. The Division of Public Safety RFP yana khayok ana also eshe beni nacha jno khadod nildo beni nacha E911 nkeda hallo do rule addressing nenegi ayet atibeda inish Navajo Nation phone systems are moving towards voice over internet handsets. Leshi adani digi besh behnela nkhandal nashigi be da hallo hot o e Tskila bachin da han nitolil don le transfers that and kheda bachin han da ya dat etel nenigi arol to bahelenigi si khoyate eshimini nach ayla beso da but save that the litigi banhat in but the inish Navajo Hopi Land Commission working on legislation to support their operations. Le bandal nishi ad kui no bishasahon ad kui go benane nilayat etolil no yaj Sarah Slim Shanad nishigi do le beso daily kilcher they got 50-year anniversary even 50 million dan kitchen home repairs do housing assistance that and again Ben Hilka wado bigatolita no yenda aj Joshi Shatate Nilkenje do Hadet Oda Juno Ship Bekade Schlelo Bela de Schlel Jotane Ajin that you had up in this Kali Benachim. She had this gene that in the Bilna, a Shansil Gedan hot in the Labalchindo Hago that Bekeya, the Beta Denota Nohre, Shoslian Nahoka. Ado meet and greets. The Vice President and I attended Eastern Agency Council in Yambato. Aje Tatnas le ha acho dan lenigi ade. Yun ha has kredo beni nache. Ado bje hasti do yat do hehedo lich. Tabedini aje. Yo toje ha hot soje da ye ho one the day one not ani dan lenigi. George Munoz, Wanda Johnson, Harry Garcia, Patty Lunchram, that and he added at Handa Kendem, do Benina Chibikenda Seal, do Bedeni, Nishigi, but the houses do Hode lo landa huitle hojo ngenat al kendason nel abahazin di denebenant abe has ani hoabe boholnigi khail yedo bigato lesnda betishni aro lo beshma hasan lo yego betndalnish belkelnda ho a khot o ya latskin lo nasko de da betishnoye belkelnda hasne aro lo ASU President Michael Crow, Arizona State University, Aja Benant An Lenigi, so Arabani Yado, Belkisna Snip, Tempe the Nashana da dia Hojan Chin Sta 1000, Aja da Olkaigi, Heha Bedini, to Aja Ayu the Nedan Lenigi da Olka. Do height ora si abin anito sto yego ba ante bedini do lata bada helenigi do yedan el ada height ora khain la so biga bedini aro so ha de sin kalchin ada da altkagi ASU de elo baslasli do naidik do yat nenigi sa de kwishin belgeln da hasne do yego dachte an kini nachi alla khon niln sobanses case da bedini de no sellan da hoshde nene eden an kinayot so bjun hushna khishina ido li khishi hawan khishi na nishna hed no thalo hishina idol an sin zinigi hajota holgando la bansen case do benet so del zino enjuno na hodoni da bede schnoda hot da oltreigi hot yat da bedini do hehe da dini di hode da nasi yegunat ani dit oton khirat ande no ni nachbel ba da hojonde ado epic X launch at ASU jo Clean Energy Manufacturing Institute under the Department of Energy ASU be lastly ade trana shande edi juno dit obenach se yego dat do benach eda de tin nenegi se juno dat oli lashin khalchin de neden lenegi ade da idol trat obenach eda idol alton le hawad nada has kregoda se the carbon emission eliminated dol nil nenegi da yenda dol nish noye ade base of holne Arizona State University ade than shlon Governor Hobbs that enegi Deputy Secretary not only but the holne higida ade than shlon do hasti lo ado Navajo Technical University lo she traton da dol nish no do Dr. Guy lo trato bedet it dolil. Our upcoming events in the coming week, Miss Navajo to host Extravaganza Easter Celebration, March 30th, Navajo Zoo, she Miss Navajo. Aje thaun slaughter ada de shata no so ada na ba khone zadulil ho de shnita no so 928-871-6379, Office of Miss Navajo. Navajo EPA to host a job fair, March 20th. Navajo Museum from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Nanish Khan Khara. Aho yenda nanish nader al adina thato. Aro badna nish khala no so 928-871-6790. Staff Development and Training will be hosting an online grant workshop. Dida het oran juno grant nye khad de shlito na atzoigi do jolalkin dan dahegi ida beninach uitesh atano so 8:30 to 10:30 March 13 do yego shapado zita no so 928-871-6691. International Uranium Fill Festival in Window Rock, Arizona. Navajo Nation Museum de ada lahille eshi today do yiskon ade athon slondo leta no so ade she ndahidokha de kui stops de le Navajo Nation sado le khanoye ebni nache hodat edel ebe khehen khedini dole arokhada okisgi de hodot denebenant Dr. Nygren hojena hod jisho hodon kenche khanenish to da honeligi do deneba Washington da inishigi dat enigi jo beninache nsil case do beninache kelada hosen just she khode not in yat in kilk ejlolni hit odo bigata khoni you do chapters you don hikaya ayon schoge beninache do ad khajda yat ech no shido bigata khoden shnanish benye sada solzine ba dar de staten so benina ellate de ad khana shale nkalchinda jolinda now da le lanaot le loda are yat de are kui de hotene isebedin skare hoden khanashnes Washington delno do skilo na now digi huijuman siskes ebe a kehen kedini de aro de yin kesalon jono na de no katolis hakone.
Yat A. Anotka, Shenan Kidishnet, Navajo Nation Vice President Rochelle Montoya. Yat Lankudo A. Hanada Sokizdo, Nata Sinos Ago Adenha, Disinos Shea Dija Lay Fire Rock. I'm in a meeting this morning with the New Mexico Early Childhood Task Force. And it's a quarterly meeting that I attend with the state of New Mexico and various tribal nations across the state of New Mexico. We talk about the progress, the policies, the procedures, and any new ideas that each one of our tribes have come up with to advocate for and to work with our early childhood demographic across the state of New Mexico. That's where I'm at today. I work with Assistant Secretary of Early Childhood, which is Cotillion Sneedy, one of our very own from the Navajo Nation. So it's a good opportunity to collaborate with the rest of the state of New Mexico and the tribes, and to come up with ideas and to share ideas with one another for the betterment of our children across our state, and of course across all of our nations. And that's where I'm at today. This past week, also yesterday, I was at the Montezuma Creek, Utah Pantry ribbon cutting opening. Adi ya hastito need state of New Mexico or state of Utah, state of Utah. They also have one in Monument Valley, Utah, and also in Blanding, Utah, to help in those areas of the state of Utah. Ashi hut an juna go hijin date nishko nas na yosh katon lake ako headlands kago. The beginning of the week, it was just mostly being in the office and getting paperwork done, and being on some meetings, some Zoom meetings, and getting some information out to different areas of Navajo Nation, from the United States government to tribal operations. I did also meet with the Ute Mountain Ute to bring back some information for our nation, our Navajo Nation president, our Navajo Nation council, to work with other tribes for the betterment of our people. Again, just not on our side, but across Indian country. That's what we continue to do across during our administration here. I do want to send out some information that was given to me. I'm going to read it, so I might not look right at you, but it's called Finance and Frybrid at UNM Gallup. This will be on Thursday, March 21st from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. in the evening at UNM Gallup, Calvin Hall Auditorium. It says, join the UNM Rainforest Innovation Tribal Entrepreneurship Enhancement Program for a session on financial literacy, banking, and entrepreneurship. I do believe that it's, I've seen it on social media, so if you want more information, you can go through the UNM's page, or go on probably some Facebook pages that are meant for our public. And while I was in Montezuma Creek yesterday, I met with Stephanie Benally. Stephanie Benally is a Native American specialist for Utah foster care. The reason I'm bringing this up is because Stephanie is looking for families in the Utah state that are Navajo, that could possibly become foster families. We have a large need for families across not just the state of Utah, but the Navajo Nation, to help some of our children be in a safe home, be in a safe environment while things are happening with their immediate families, and possibly be adopted by you, the foster family, to take care of our children. and nieces, and nephews, and grandchildren. They're in situations that they can't help. And so Stephanie Benali is accepting information on how to become a foster family. Her phone number is area code 801-783-4430. I will put her contact information on my personal Facebook page and also have that available through our office. If you can give us a call and you need more information, call us at the office. That contact information is on the Navajo Nation website, but the phone number is 928-871-7000. Ask for the Navajo Nation Vice President's office, and we can get in contact with you to give you that information if you are interested in becoming a foster parent. But for this past week that I was out traveling out and about. Congratulations to all our student athletes across the state of New Mexico. They're just now, they got seeded this past Sunday for their state basketball tournament. We have so many talented Navajo students across the state of New Mexico that are going to continue to compete in the postseason. I'm so excited to see you in the championship games in the pits. It's always a wonderful opportunity and a wonderful accomplishment to have. So and to the parents and the fans that are out there, remember to be the example of competing with class. I know we have some times that we don't get the right calls that we want to get, but let's show our children that what good sportsmanship is, and continue to be that example for them and cheer them on. Keep cheering them on and keep encouraging them to be good athletes and to be good student athletes. And then I know a lot of our kiddos are going on spring break soon. Have fun, help out around the house, do your very best to be to take a break from school for a few. You have one more semester after this, and some of you will be graduating this year to the senior class. Make the best of your last semester in high school to prepare for whatever is to come after high school, whether it be college, the military, just going to work, or traveling the world, whatever it may be. Just remember, you have one more semester of high school, and then you're off into the world. The last but not least, again, I continue to say, be kind to one another. Just being a good citizen in this world and being there for one another, give each other a smile, and then in the end, always remember to be, the most important is to be kind to yourself. We make mistakes. We're all human. We don't give the best that we can give every single moment of our lives, but we can do at least one time during the day. So be kind to yourselves, take care of yourselves, get plenty of rest, plenty of water, plenty of happiness in your life. Thank you so much again. I am your Navajo Nation Vice President, Rochelle Montoya. I am humbled and honored to be here for you. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day, everyone.
Good afternoon, everybody. I hope you're all having a good afternoon. I'm happy to be here to tell you about my program, my office. I previously had a chance on February 15th, 2024 to introduce my office and tell you about what we do. My name is Michelle Jones, and I am the Executive Director of the Navajo Nation Gaming Regulatory Office. I'm originally from Rock Point, Arizona, and I currently work in Winter Rock, Arizona. I'd like to thank our President, Dr. Nygren, and Vice President Rochelle Montoya for their vision and leadership, and also this opportunity to give you more information about what our office does at the Navajo Nation Gaming Regulatory Office. I know that most people are not familiar with our office and what we do. We are usually confused with the Navajo Nation Gaming Enterprise. The gaming enterprise is the operators of the 4 Navajo casinos located on the reservation. And as you saw, Vice President is at one of the casinos at Fire Rock, located in Church Rock, New Mexico. We also have the Twin Arrows Navajo Casino, the Northern Edge Navajo Casino in Upper Fruitland, New Mexico, and the Flowing Waters Navajo Casino in Hogback. When I use the term gaming activities, I want to let you know that I'm referring to gambling, which is what most people are familiar with. The type of gambling that you find in a casino, such as slot machines, poker, blackjack, sports betting, and others. It's not the video games that your kids play or some adults play. I think sometimes it helps to clarify when we talk about gaming. Our office is a Navajo Nation program under the Office of the President and Vice President within the executive branch of the Navajo Nation government. We currently have 82 employees across 5 departments, and 3 of those departments play a major role in monitoring and enforcing all gaming laws of the Navajo Nation. This is our employee and vendor licensing department, our enforcement department, and our surveillance department. Most of these departments you will find in our casinos, but our authority goes all the way across the Navajo Nation. We are a regulatory office who is responsible for regulating all gaming activities within the boundaries of the Navajo Nation. And there are 3 classes of gaming according to the Indian Gaming Regulatory Act, which is Class 1, Class 2, and Class 3. So today I want to focus on Class 3 and provide you with a little bit of information about event wagering, which most commonly is known as sports betting. In the state of Arizona, event wagering is the term that is commonly used. However, for today's discussion, I want to use the word sports betting in place of event wagering. Maybe also too, because most people like the word sports betting. Some of you may be familiar with sports betting and others may not. Sports betting is classified as a Class 3 gaming activity, and it is a gambling activity involving wagering money on the outcomes of a sporting event or a specific outcome that may occur during that sporting event. Sporting events such as basketball, football, soccer, tennis, and many other sports are commonly used. Bets can be made in 3 categories, which are a straight bet, a proposition bet, and future bets. Each category has then subcategories, and they have many different type of bets within those categories. People usually hear the terms like money line, the spread, over and unders, parlays, props, and pools. In simpler terms, you can bet on who you will win the game, or how many points the winning team will win by, or how much points a player will score, or even how many home runs a player will hit. There's countless ways to make a bet. So sports betting can get complicated, but for those who enjoy betting on sports, it can be exciting. At NNGRO, we have become familiar and very knowledgeable in the ins and outs of sports betting, thanks to the wonderful staff who take the time to educate themselves on the world of gaming. In 2018, after the United States Supreme Court struck down the Professional and Amateur Sports Protection Act, also known as PASPA, where each state within the United States had the opportunity to allow sports betting if they wanted. So the state of Arizona legalized sports betting on September 9, 2021. Then Governor Doug Ducey signed it into law. This allowed the tribes within Arizona the opportunity to offer sports betting. Since sports betting is a Class 3 gaming activity, the Tribal State Gaming Compact was amended in 2021 so that the tribes within the state of Arizona could offer sports betting at their casinos. Sports betting is offered in several different ways. The most common is through a sports book located within a licensed gaming facility. So if you are those who like to visit the casinos in Las Vegas, you might see sports books. Usually we'll see them like at the Westgate or at South Point or at the MGM. Those are sports books that are located inside the casino. The second way is called a mobile or online sports betting, which is using an online sports book either through your cell phone or your computer or your laptop. Some popular sports betting operators are DraftKings, FanDuel, BetMGM, Ballybet, Caesars Books, and many, many more. The Navajo Nation Gaming Enterprise decided to offer sports betting at the Twin Arrows Navajo Casino Resort. They had a grand opening on July 8, 2023. So less than a year ago, sports betting began being offered at the Twin Arrows Casino. Currently, the Navajo Nation Gaming Enterprise only offers on the Arizona side of the reservation and not on New Mexico. And they do not offer any mobile or online sports betting on the reservation. I want you to feel comfortable in placing bets at the Twin Arrows Casino Hard Rock Sportsbook because our office, the Navajo Nation Gaming Regulatory Office, takes every step in ensuring sportsbook services provided by the Hard Rock Bet is legitimate, honest, and fair. In addition, the Navajo Nation Gaming Enterprise has an outside entity that monitors any suspicious activity that detects and discourages fraud. They also detect match fixing, game manipulation, and other unethical activity related to sports betting. Here are a couple of suggestions to help protect yourself from using bogus website or unlicensed sportsbook operators if you engage in mobile or online sports betting off the reservation. Consider doing a little research to ensure that the sportsbook operator is a licensed operator, because unlicensed operators do not follow strict regulations that help protect consumers from fraud and theft. It is common for unlicensed sportsbook operators to not pay winners, or in other words, they'll just take your money and run. Check the operator's website and look for the disclaimer of who is regulating them and what laws they are following. Then you can look up their gaming license on the gaming regulatory agency's website or the Gaming Commission. They're also called the Gaming Control Board. You can check their website for their license. For example, if you look up DraftKings and you go on their website and you scroll down at the bottom of their page, they will tell you that they are regulated by the New Jersey the Division of Gaming Enforcement. Then they will give you that they are licensed by that particular division. And so when you go to the New Jersey Division of Gaming Enforcement, you will be able to see that they are licensed, meaning so they are a regulated sportsbook online and on mobiling. So you can feel safe placing your bets on their website. If you are interested in reading more about the Navajo gaming regulations that is in place for sports betting on the Navajo Nation, you can visit our website at www.nngro.navajo-nsn.gov. At this time, I also like to recognize our sports betting experts within our office. They have put in countless hours of drafting and writing the Navajo Nation sports betting regulations. In addition, they worked with the state of Arizona and within the state of New Mexico to make sure that we met all the requirements of federal and state regulations and laws when it comes to sports betting. I also like to give a quick shout out to the Navajo Division of Social Services on their National Social Work Month, which is March of every month. And lastly, I know that there is high school basketball tournaments going on at the moment. So just to let you know that betting on high school sports is illegal. Have a great day.
Good afternoon, Yat Eb Navajo Nation. Shike doshe de ne Shie Shan McCabe Yenishie Ashinishle touching Nibash's chin. Thank you for the opportunity to provide an update on what the Office of the Controller is up to. I am coming to you live from Navajo Department of Transportation, where I am currently sitting in on the KTNN meeting with the 25th Navajo Nation Council. And we are mulling over the proposed amendments to ARPA legislation. The idea, this is a document that we've been working on for the past month or so now, and we are trying to streamline the process so that these dollars can get to our communities and our intended purposes in a much more efficient manner. As the controller now for almost a year, about 11 months now, I've learned many things about the Navajo Nation. And the number one thing that I've learned, my number one priority, is to get money moving. We are notoriously slow in getting money out the door. And it comes down to some very old policies and procedures that we are currently revamping. And it starts with the ARPA process. And these amendments that Nabakiat is hearing today as a work session and will hopefully be on for approval next week at the Navajo Nation Council. We're hoping once those are approved, it sets the foundation to get these monies out the door, specifically monies to the chapters and monies to the intended purposes for capital projects and other council designated uses. Along with that, we are happy to announce that 2 weeks ago, we brought in KPMG, our auditor. And what we did is we provided a 2-day training, which was mandatory to all OOC staff. And division directors were there, as well as some of the leadership from the 25th Navajo Nation Council, and from the executive team. What we presented was an overview of audit policies, audit risks, audit documentation, and the purpose was to give the foundation of knowledge to OOC that we can make changes to be more efficient and not cause audit issues. The Navajo Nation has created a mountain of paperwork that is absolutely not all necessary in order to comply with federal requirements and to pass audits, but to move money out the door faster. I think the number one complaint I hear constantly as your controller from constituents, from chapters, from business owners, from employees, and from individuals is, why can't we get our money paid to us in a timely manner? And so that has become priority number one for OOC. And so the training in the last couple of weeks ago was meant to give that foundation of knowledge as to what changes we can make and how we can get money out the door faster, as well as getting money in the door faster, because we do have delays on that as well. Money's coming from the state government for capital infrastructure projects that we tend to delay, and then thereby delaying projects to chapters and communities. Along with that, the Office of the Controller has been on a weeks-long effort to replace our current accounting system. Our current accounting system is 25 years old and does not fit our needs. As we need it now, we need to be a more modern, more efficient system. And so we procured several firms to do that. I'm happy to announce that we're pretty close to announcing the award for the contract here in the coming days. And so this will also set the foundation for change in processes, because with a new, more modern system, it'll inherently change some of the old paper processes that we do now that lead to these exorbitant lead times and delays in money getting out the door. So we're very happy with that. We've worked closely with our oversight at BNF committee and also with the Office of the President, Vice President, to get this update done. It will affect OOC and also the Department of Personnel Management to make the hiring process and payment process a lot faster as well. Further, and what we're trying, some of the other initiatives we are working on, the ARPA money that is remaining, we have come up with some plans to disperse that money and get these projects going. We do have deadlines. ARPA funds must be obligated and contracted by the end of this calendar year, so December 31st, 2024. And subsequent to that, those obligations must be completely spent by December 31st, 2026. So we're working on a plan to get the money out the door. And the number one goal is to not give any of that money back. That money was was allocated by the federal government to the Navajo tribe and the Navajo people, and it is our duty to get that money out and to the intended purposes, which include various levels of capital infrastructure projects and other capital projects. And we're hoping to make an announcement on the remaining funds that will be distributed over the course of the next 2 years. So with that, I want to thank you for the opportunity to be your controller. I'm glad to be home and working for our people. I do know that I've been working closely with the president and vice president and the staff to come up with these plans. And not only come up with plans and talk about what we can and can't do, but to actually initiate change and actually implement plans so that whatever plans we come up with, we are putting into action so that it's not a bunch of empty promises being made by the Office of the Controller or the executive branch or even the legislative branch. So I'm very happy to be working in concert with President Nygren and his staff, Vice President Montoya, Shinata, and also members of the 25th Navajo Nation Council. So stay tuned for more updates from OOC. That's about what I have for now. And as was mentioned, the presenter before me, good luck to all of the teams for the New Mexico State tournament, which I think starts tomorrow. Boys and girls, all of our Navajo players out there. Being an ex-high school basketball player myself, I know how exciting a time of year this is. So good luck to all of our teams and to all of you, Navajo Nation. Thank you, and thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, Lisa Jimmins here, the Executive Director and for the Fiscal Recovery Fund Office. Janine Sloan, Totally Buses, Jean, my days, that's a change. Nationale. Anna Elkia and Schnido. I am the Executive Director for the Fiscal Recovery Fund Office. You say Fiscal Recovery Fund, and people don't know what office we're talking about. We are an office established under the Office of the President, Vice President. And you say ARPA, and then people say, oh, okay, so you're the ARPA office. So we are also, so people tend to call us the ARPA office, the American Rescue Plan Act office. We handle the fiscal, when the monies came to the Navajo Nation, they were renamed Fiscal Recovery Funds by our leaders. So yes, it is still the ARPA funds, but we are considered fiscal recovery. So Fiscal Recovery Fund Office. I have about 30 staff right now because of office space. I have some staff in San Benito, sub office. I have some staff at the state line, the Veterans Building, the second floor. And I have some staff, our finance section is at Admin Building 2. And we also have the admin office at the airport in a trailer. So currently, one of our priorities is working on an ARPA office building, which we're looking at building in San Benito. We have to work with the Navajo Land Commission and Navajo Land Commission office to get that land done, set up, prepared, ready for a building. So we're currently working on that. Right now, our office is working on the $211 million per delegate region. We have 24 delegates, so divide that between 24 delegates, that comes out to 8.8 million. So it's 8,802,340 per delegate region. Now that goes to divides further amongst our chapters, and all these allocations here are done with the delegates' objectives. We are currently accepting the expenditure plans. What we mean by expenditure plans is if you go to our website, frf.org, www.navajo-nsn.gov. There are different applications to fill out. If you're a certified chapter, there's an application. If you're a non-certified chapter, there's an application. If you're a Navajo Nation government entity, there's an application. If you're a non-Navajo Nation government entity, there's an application. And if you're a tribal program or division, there's an application for you as well. What we consider expenditure plans are the application, Appendix A, the budget forms for fiscal year 2024. We need budget form 1, 2, and 4. And we also requiring, I believe in 24 budget instructions manual, it's Appendix I, and it's called a budget process schedule. We also require that. Now, those all together with any other information you may have, we review those and submit those to DOJ on your behalf. DOJ will then, Department of Justice will then issue initial eligibility determinations. And those will be deemed eligible or ineligible. Now, that's what we're looking at doing now. We have a lot of chapters, a lot of programs that are seeking these funds. So right now, all the funds have been allocated. We were given $2.1 billion, and 211 of that went to the delegate regions. So right now, with all the Navajo Nation programs, what we're expending at as of March 1st, we have expended and encumbered $1.2 billion. We're looking to expend $853 million. So right now we are at 59% expenditure rate. All this information, again, is available on our website. If you go to our website, you can look under information and click on reports and click on business units. There's reports there. We are trying to be more transparent. And what we're getting is a lot of feedback that our website may be a little too much information. So we're working on that, trying to make it more simple. And right now, we are currently working with OOC and Department of Justice on revising the ARPA legislation to get the ARPA amendments passed. And that was because of the deadlines. When we initially received all this money, Navajo Nation had set some deadlines for March 31st, June 30th, and September 30th. And those were set internally by the Navajo Nation. The federal government themselves had set a deadline for December 31st, 2024. Navajo Nation has set these deadlines so we can get a stopping point, maybe a projection of where we were. Since we still have some issues with all of this funding, some programs are way ahead, others aren't. Some chapters are already spending their funds. We are looking at maybe revising the ARPA amendment, CJN 2922 and CJY 4121, with meetings with leadership, with work sessions, with everything that we are doing. We're looking at doing those updates. Right now, I have about 30 staff. I just like to thank all my staff who are currently working with us to get all this done. And I would like to continue to thank the Navajo Nation President Nygren, Vice President Montoya, all the President's staff for assisting us in everything that we are doing. And we continue to work hard to get all this money expended. Like the Controller McCabe had said, we do not want to send any of this money back. So our goal is to get it all encumbered and expended before the deadlines. And if you have any questions, you can call me. You can visit our website. You can email me if there are any further questions. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Lisa. My name is Tico Charlie. I'm of the Siskalaatni of the Tobaha Tadachini clan. And I'm originally from Crown Point, but live in Gallup. Work here in Winter Rock, so I get to travel a lot. And I'm the executive director for the Navajo Nation Telecommunication Regulatory Commission. And I wanted to bring a little update here. In the past, I had given an update on an ACP program called Affordable Connectivity Program. In this program, in 2021, Congress established the Affordable Connectivity Program in the bipartisan infrastructure law, and that appropriated $14.2 billion. And as of January 2024, over 22 million households are enrolled and receives the ACP monthly benefits. The Affordable Connectivity Program is a FCC benefit program that helps households afford the broadband they need for work, for school, for healthcare, and more. The benefit provides a discount up to $30 per month towards internet service for eligible households. But for non-tribal, that's for non-tribal, and up to $75 per month for households on qualifying tribal land. Without additional funding from Congress, the allotted $14.2 billion to fund the ACP is projected to run out in April, and that's just next month. As a result, the FCC has begun taking steps to wind down the ACP, which means APC application enrollment will not proceed after, or not be processed after February 7th. Households who have applied have been approved and received a monthly internet discount before February 8th of 2004 will continue to receive the ACP benefit and until the ACP funds run out, as long as the household remains enrolled into this program. After the ACP funds run out, households participating in the ACP will no longer be able to receive the ACP discount. So the need for affordable broadband is essential. That is, unless the people from across the geographic and political spectrums, meaning that this thing can run out, but you got 22 million plus people that are using ACP across the United States. Now, the Navajo Nation itself has approximately 36,000 residents on the program, on the ACP program. Now, among the voters, ACP has broad support. Now, 78% of the voter support continue to ACP, 64% of Republicans, 70% of independent, and 95% of Democrat all support to extend the ACP program. People across the geographical areas supporting continued ACP also goes to 81% of rural urban voters are supporting this, and 78% of suburban and 68% of the rural voters. Among the lawmakers, ACP also has a bipartisan support of 28 governors, 48 bipartisan members of Congress, which publicly expressed support for extending ACP to the end of the year. And there are plans to go further. There is a bill in the House right now, House Bill 6929 and Senate Bill 3565. The President Nygren has written a support letter, which is going to go along with the United States President and several of Congress and FCC Chairwoman Rosenwell, and they're going to be supporting this in the Congress portion on there. And we have a lot of support. We're trying to move this thing forward. We do have a plan B, and Representative Ben Ray Lujan also is supporting a plan to go in to cover part of this bill. And so that we're watching very, very carefully. And our FCC mapping, we're still going on our fourth challenge. And we talked with FCC on there, and one of their problems that they had for duplication and didn't understand is what is a hogan. So we had to re-explain that, and it's not only for ceremonial purposes, but people do live in there. They were not counting them. So now they are. So we gave them a complete mapping sense of it, and they were including flat rocks and calling them trailers. We said, no, that doesn't work that way. And one of the biggest push we had was this is going to go into FCC and it's going to go to USAC. So people can go ahead and pull it up and they'll be using this. And that's my quick update report. And thank you again. And please be safe.